Okay, this is Nicole Whitlock with eCom Sellers, and this is the listing challenge. And we are in the eighth week. I was going to say seventh week. We're in the eighth week. So I am apologizing to the entire team. I had some technical issues, and also trying to pick up my kiddos from track. So we had a little bit of a technical issue just trying to get things to work. I was having technical issues yesterday, so I'm hoping I'll get them resolved before next week's session. So I'm going to go ahead and cover what tonight's topic was, which is Etsy and optimizing your listings on Etsy. I'm hoping that everyone is continuing to make progress in their business and on their numbers, that they're getting their counts in every single week, that they're remembering their why and what this is going to look like, because your consistency is going to pay off. By the time this challenge is over, we'll be much closer to the middle of Q2, which means we're closer to the middle of the year as we continue to progress. Probably at that point, maybe about 6 weeks or 7 weeks away from the end of Q2, which means we're at the halfway mark for the year. So just remember your reason why, remember your motivation, remember to stay focused and to stay consistent. So when it comes to listing on Etsy, this again is directly from Etsy, so not any other source, not directly from my specific training, but this is what Etsy says you need to do in order to optimize your listings on Etsy. And they're not just talking about optimizing your listings on Etsy, but they're also talking about optimizing your shop. So let's talk through what they have. So the first thing that they are talking about is the objective is to optimize your listing so that it comes up in the Etsy search. And they say that there are 5 key components to it coming up in the Etsy search, things that you can do to improve your listing. And so one is your tag and title relevancy. Next is your item attribute relevancy, your listing quality, your customer and market experience. So your customer market experience does actually matter. And then from there, shipping. Now, they do indicate they recommend free shipping for US sellers. You can decide if you want to do free shipping or not. If you're going to do free shipping, make sure that you've included the estimated shipping cost directly into the listing itself. So if you're selling an item for $21.99 and the shipping is going to be $5.99, then you need to go ahead and include the $21.99 plus $5.99, and that is the actual listing price, so that shipping shows up for free. But that is what they recommend. Because Etsy updated this documentation in 2022, that may or may not be relevant anymore because shipping costs have continued to go up. And so since shipping costs have continued to go up, customers are gradually and slowly starting to get used to seeing a shipping cost. So you can make a decision to either include a shipping cost, or you can make a decision to do free shipping and add the estimated shipping cost into the price on the item. So the first thing regarding your title and your tag relevancy. So the thing that you want to keep in mind, this is per Etsy, is that the text that appears above the listing image, this is the title, of course, and it's also, the title is going to show up connected to your shop because it's your listing. So you want it to show up in the search results. So use your title to tell customers what your item is in a few words. And so they are used to using not necessarily a full-on sentence, but just key relevant words is what you're going to put into your title. And then your tags, they want you to use short phrases to enter your tags. Now we're going to talk about how you get those tags in there. And they say that the Etsy matches listing tags for shoppers search, so that they show up, relevant items show up in the search. One of the things that you can do is you can test, if you're going to create a listing on Etsy, is you can go out there and see the tags of other listings. That's one thing you can still do in Etsy. If you have the tool called eRank, you can also do that. Doing a search, it'll give you the relevant tags for a specific listing. But the other thing is that you can go in and search for your item so that it is, not necessarily yours specifically, but let's say you're selling a planner. And so there's going to be a lot of other people that are selling planners. So what I would do is I would go and look at the tags for the first 5 planners that show up because you typed in the word planner. And that will give you some indication of maybe what some of the tags are that you want to include in your listing. So I always borrow inspiration from other listings just to make sure I didn't miss anything when it comes to tags. The next thing is item attributes and relevancy. Now, item attributes and relevancy, there's 2 pieces to this. So adding the attributes about your items to the listing details section helps buyers find your item in the search results. Again, it's all about whether or not the listing is going to come up in the search results. So again, I like to look at other related items just to see what's in the title, what's in the description, all of the details about it. So specificity is important in the Etsy search algorithm to identify your products. When adding attributes, first choose the kind of item you're listing. And then from there, it's category, okay? So tips for optimizing your attributes relevancy. So try to use the most relevant attributes available to you. Select as many accurate attributes as each item is available. And then remember, shoppers search by different attributes. So they may also be searching for a specific color. So if I am looking for a planner and I'm looking for a blue planner, or I'm looking for a white planner, or I'm looking for, a gray planner, then I might put the color in there. People might also be searching by sizes. They may also be searching by theme. So next month is Autism Awareness Month, so they may be searching on the word autism. So keep all of those things in mind when you're creating your listing and also thinking about your tags. The next is tips on optimize your listing quality. So list your items with a clear item photographs that invite a closer look. I always kind of look at the listings on Etsy for items that are either in the category that I'm about to sell in that are like similar to mine or related to mine, or there's some level of similarity so that I can see what that first main image looks like and then what the secondary images look like as well, giving me some type of insight on how I need to create mine. Make sure the titles are easy to read and clearly describe the product. They've already said that twice. So the thing that you need to remember is that they really want you to clearly describe the product and make sure that it's included in the title. So whatever it is, try to make sure it's the first 5 to 7 words. Encourage shoppers to interact by experimenting with different tags, updating the product photos. Don't forget that you have the opportunity to put a video in or a GIF if you want to now. And then, and also sharing your listing onto social media. So this is going to help as well. So optimizing your titles and tags, use all 13 available tags for each one of your listings. So what I would do is go do some keyword research first. Again, look for related or similar items and then look at the tags associated with that. And maybe you will borrow some of the tags that are associated with it. Use exact phrase matches. So the use of exact phrase matches is stronger than matches for individual words. So someone is looking for a backpack versus a banana backpack, like the banana backpack is going to get you exactly what you're looking for. Now, how often are people looking for banana backpacks? Well, on Etsy, they're looking for specific, unique things. So if I say that I want some autism tennis shoes, I would put autism tennis shoes. That would be in the title. That would probably also be in the tags. Okay. So keep that in mind. If a word or phrase in a buyer's search appears in both the title and the tags for the search algorithm considers the listing more relevant than listing that word or phrase alone, which is exactly what I just said. Autism tennis shoes, put it in the title, put it in the description. Words with the beginning, at the beginning of the titles are considered more important than at the end. And so I keep saying the first 5 to 7 words, the first 5 to 7 words. Okay. Then listing quality. So the Etsy search algorithm also considers how well individual items tend to do in the search. So again, I go back to when you're about to create a listing, look at related items so that you can see if your item, based on how you titled it, how you tagged it, what you put in for the description, if it's going to come up in the search organically. Listing quality impacted by things like the product thumbnail photo, clear titles, and how shoppers interact with the listing. So make sure that your main image, your primary image, that thumbnail image for your listing is, again, showcases the item very well. So it's clear what it is so that people can find that. You want people to be able to buy that specific item. If you just opened your shop, your listings will have a neutral quality score, so which has no impact on placement. So your goal is to make sure that the title for your item is relevant. I go back to autism tennis shoes versus tennis shoes and versus the word just autism. Put them together so that way people that are looking for that will actually find it. So here's the steps on how to add your titles and tags. You go into Shop Manager, go to your listings. And then as you come on down under editing options, you can click on edit title or edit tags. And there you can add the tags. Click apply. To update your attributes for your item, again, you go to Shop Manager, click on listings. And then from there, you can choose the attributes for your listing in the listing details section and click publish. The next one is the customer and market experience on Etsy. So you want buyers to have a great experience when they purchase from you. And because of this, we consider the shop's record of customer service. And that is when you go to a listing on Etsy, you'll see the rating for the particular product, like the number of stars, 4 stars, 5 stars for the product. You can also see the relevancy of the store itself or ratings for the store itself. Then tips to optimize your customer experience. Again, that probably should have been on the tips, but tips section. Complete your shipping profile. As we see below, we're talking about recommending that if the item is under a certain price or over a certain price, offer free shipping. Again, that's been recommended forever. And this is from 2022 for Etsy, but you may decide that may or may not make sense anymore. So figure out how you want to handle shipping. You may still want to include the estimated shipping cost into the listing. When you're going through the customer experience, also make sure that you complete the about section and so that it tells your story. For me, our story is about our autism journey, that I have 2 kids on the autism spectrum. And so I would include that into my story as relevant because some people may identify with that or they might want to support that. So if there's a reason why you open the store and there's a passion story behind it, then you should include that. Okay. Fill in your shop policies. You can use templates to give buyers helpful information about your shop and take steps to communicate with past buyers. This is where you want to make sure that you've got that contact information. You can follow up with them. You can also, if you're making the stuff yourself, you can put a little thank you note in your shipment so that it makes it easier for you to be able to communicate with your customers. So with that is some suggestions directly from Etsy about optimizing your listing. Some of it has to do with your store, but making sure that your listing is relevant and using those first few words of the title and also sometimes in the description to help drive traffic to your listings. So I hope you find this helpful. I hope that you use this in your listings. If you happen to be listing on Etsy this week or next week, you can come back and listen to the replay and keep this information in mind on your listing challenge journey. Next week, we'll talk about where you are in your numbers. And hopefully it is phenomenal. And we'll also be talking about, I think, Walmart listing optimization. Hopefully all of our technical issues will be resolved by then. And we will say goodbye for now. Thanks, guys.